Welcome. This video is for anyone that feels stuck in their head or is having trouble feeling their body. For anyone that wants to go deeper into their body and wants to be able to feel deep enough to get rid of the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back in life, keeping you from becoming the best version of yourself. This video is also a recreation of one of the most powerful and popular guided processes that I had on my previous YouTube channel. And this version is going to go deeper and it's going to be much better quality. So the one rule is don't try to do anything. Don't try to control the process. You might get images, you might get thoughts, you might get feelings. You don't have to control them. If they're blurry, they're blurry. If they're sharp and clear, they're sharp and clear. You'll have a deeper understanding of who you are and the direction you're going in life as you learn to feel your body. That's the key concept here. So with that said, there's nothing to fix. There's nothing to get right. Just notice. Just sit and notice. Turn on your awareness. And let's go on a guided process together. Go ahead and close your eyes. And I'm going to invite you to take a few breaths. And I'm going to invite you to breathe in about 4 seconds and out about 6. You don't have to count it. Just go ahead and allow your body to estimate. Do it 3 or 4 times. And you're going to find with each exhale, as you let go, your body is going to relax a bit more, especially as you exhale a little bit longer than you breathe in. And then I want you to begin to set an intention. And for a full body scan, the intention can be to allow your body to become more in feeling, to allow you yourself to feel more of your body, to allow your heart to kick on stronger, to allow yourself to feel your grounding more. And that's a great first intention. In the future, if you're still listening to this, you can have other intentions. The intention to make more money in your business, to find the perfect partner in a relationship, and start to feel and cultivate that feeling in your body as we move through the whole body. Now, what I want you to do is, as you set that intention, as you begin to relax into the intention, I want you to begin to notice any part of your body that wants to analyze, that wants to think about it, wants to plan for it or adjust for it, and just watch it. Just be with it. Notice if you can watch your thoughts and your planning just float by. If you can just let it float by just like the clouds in the sky. And just observe that you're not your thoughts. You're not the images in your mind. You're not even the feelings in your body. These are all just experiences. So what's it like to just watch yourself hold the intention for this full body scan? And then I want you to take this intention and imagine you could set it right in what metaphysics would call the third eye, or where the prefrontal cortex of the mind is, which is right at the forehead. And just set that intention right there and just begin to hold it. Now, intention is pre-thought. It's just a feeling. So that part of you that wants to analyze and wants to think and wants to plan is just thought around, that's amassing around your intention, almost like gravity pulling these thoughts into being. So as you let these thoughts float by, as you let them float off just like clouds, begin to notice that's what's left is that intention. And then begin to allow yourself to notice what that feels like to just sit with one single intention. And then begin to allow that intention to drop down lower in the body. Allow it to drop down from the third eye, down into the throat, down into the jaw. This is the area where we express our intention, where we speak our intention out loud. And I want you to begin to welcome any feeling that happens in your jaw as you begin to feel your intention. Now, in your mind's eye, you can say out loud your intention, or you can literally say it out loud gently, or you can speak it loud, or whatever feels right for you. But notice how your jaw and your throat feel. Is it comfortable to express your intention? And what I want you to do is just welcome any resistance to expressing what you're going to create and feel in your body here today. And welcome that resistance. It could be 1% resistance, it could be 100%, or anywhere in between. It doesn't matter. Just welcome and observe that resistance. You don't need to do anything about it. Just be with it. And then I want you to welcome the relaxation that's already present, whether that's 1% or 100%. And then begin to welcome any resistance that's in the jaw, the mouth, or the throat. And then welcome the relaxation. And you can continue to go back and forth, welcoming the resistance as much as there is, and then relaxation as much as there is. Now, as the throat represents your ability to communicate your idea, you might start to notice that we also hold tension sometimes in the face, around the mouth, around the eyes. This is where our micro expressions are. This is where people pick up our emotions. And sometimes we hold resistance in this area too, not just the throat. Because we don't want people to see what we're feeling on our face. So also welcome resistance to any feeling that you might be feeling in the facial area. Notice if there's any resistance, tightness, or tension in the face, the throat, the jaw. And just be with that feeling. It could be 1% or 100%. And then I want to invite you to welcome any sense of relaxation or looseness that's in that area. In the face, the throat, and just be with that. And continue to allow the feeling and the awareness to come to you. Every time you oscillate between resistance and relaxation in the throat, the face, and the jaw, you're allowing more feeling to come to you. You're allowing more awareness to be developed. You're moving more into the now feeling in your throat, your jaw, in your voice, and your ability to speak into being your intention. Now I want you to begin to allow your energy, the energy of your intention as it's being spoken into the world, into the matter-based world from your thoughts, from your mind, to drop down towards your heart. And allow it to drop into your heart. And feel how your heart feels about this intention. Notice if it's closed, if it's open, or if you're not even sure. And just be with that feeling. And then ask yourself, can you relax a little bit in the chest? Can you allow it to open as much as it's willing without forcing it? For me, it feels almost like a window, like shutters on a window opening. Gently, a little bit at a time. And I want you to allow that window to open as much as it's willing. For other people, it might feel like a light bulb slowly being turned up with a dimmer switch. Never force, never effort. Just allow yourself to open your heart a bit more if it's willing, and just observe. And then I want you to notice if your heart could be a little more closed, or if there's any part of your heart that's still closed, that doesn't want to open, and just be with that. And then welcome the part of your heart that's as open as it is, and just be with that for a little bit. And then go to the part of your heart again that's closed. And as you go back and forth, I want you to welcome the idea that you might only be feeling it open 1%, you might be feeling it blasted wide open. And in that case, you'd be feeling love, joy, appreciation, or you might be feeling sadness, grief, and it's all beautiful. Just remember, grief is just your heart turning on. It's just repressed love that's going through the healing phase. It's grieving and turning back on. So then begin to notice again how closed it is. Any part that's closed, it could be 1 or 100%. Because there's a part of your heart that's open currently, and there's a part of your heart that wants to close. And as it opens more and more, you're going to begin to notice vulnerability rising, sensitivity, feeling rising. And as you get more and more comfortable feeling that vulnerability, it's going to be moving towards this strong vulnerability, this confident vulnerability, the ability to feel everything perfectly just the way it is, but not be reactive to it. So allow yourself to notice that vulnerability rising in your heart. And then ask yourself, can you allow yourself to feel it a bit more? And even a bit more. And just notice how open your heart is willing to be today. And there's no rush. If your heart just continues to open even 1% a day, or even 1/100th% of a day, the compounding interest is eventually, within a short period of time, 30 days or less, going to open your heart drastically. So now begin to welcome any numbness in your heart. Any part that's not ready to open, and just be with that. Let it be as numb as it is, remembering that numb is just a feeling. And then welcome that strong vulnerability again. And then welcome the numbness. And then welcome the vulnerability. And then one more time, welcome any numbness. And then welcome vulnerability. And then allow your heart to be as open as it is now. Sit with the open feeling of your heart. And now begin to notice one more time your intention. The intention you set in your prefrontal cortex. The idea you set in your mind. Begin to notice that idea drop down into your voice. And now that your heart's involved, you can speak even more clearly about the idea. You can speak it out loud, say it internally, or whisper it, whatever feels right for you. And as that voice creates vibration, that vibration drops down into your heart, amplifying the feelings, the emotional feelings around this idea. As the head, throat, and heart become one expressive unit, from idea to voice to feeling, vibrating in your body. And just feel it as much as you do. And now I want to invite you to go a little deeper into the heart than you already did. Imagine there's a second window a little deeper in. And you can gently begin to open that window. It takes you to a more feeling, deeper layer, a more vulnerable, strong, vulnerable layer. And if you're willing to open that now, even 1%, you might start to notice a sense of stronger, deeper vulnerability increasing in relationship to your intention. Allow your heart at this deeper layer to infuse a deeper level of feeling and vulnerability into your intention in the form of love, appreciation, gratitude. And if there's any lower emotions here, a little grief, a little sadness, I want you to welcome that too. Because every day you come back to this recording and listen to it again, you're going to find that sadness gets less and less. Matter of fact, that sadness, that grief, those heavier emotions are going to start converting into more and more love-based emotions, courage, acceptance, willingness, appreciation, gratitude. And it's only going to get stronger and stronger, even if it's only 1% at a time. That's perfect. And now we're going to take the energies of these first three centers that we talked about, the head, the throat, and the heart. These three centers that work together in expression. And you're going to begin to move or allow that energy to drop down towards the stomach. And I want you to begin to relax in the stomach. Imagine, like the heart, you could open a window around the floating ribs, around the outer stomach, and you could relax the stomach open. The stomach, traditionally, is used for digestion. But since the physical reality is created off of the internal, energetic reality, the stomach was originally meant for digestion of emotions and feelings and sensations, to move them from the non-physical towards the physical. So as you feel bits of sadness, loneliness drop down to the stomach, and you begin to relax into your stomach can begin to digest and convert those emotions into higher states. And you might even start to feel that now. Your stomach opening, your stomach beginning to change or shift, your stomach beginning to digest all that energy so that you can move it from idea, from intention, to eventually physical reality. You can convert it into something new. This is the beginning of the law of transmutation. Now, for some people, when they begin to feel the stomach for the first time, it feels a little weird. It feels a little different. Sometimes it even makes noises. And that's perfectly normal. Just allow yourself to feel the stomach and set it free to do what it does best. Digest. And now for other people, sometimes their heart starts to feel more courageous as they drop energy into their stomach. It's like the stomach grounds out the heart a little bit, allows you to process the more difficult emotions, making the heart feel safer, more powerful, more courageous in the face of your intention. And so begin to welcome your stomach doing its digestion, its energetic digestion as much as it is, allowing it to digest as much as it is. And then notice if there's any part of your stomach that's in resistance right now or saying no. And I want you to give that part permission to say no. It's okay. There's no rush. If you do this over 30 days, you're going to find it's only going to get deeper, and eventually the stomach is going to relax. So welcome any part of your stomach that's processing, digesting the energy from your heart, from your throat, from your intention. And just notice what that feels like, whether it's 1% or 100%. And then welcome any part of your stomach that's in resistance. And allow it to be in resistance, 1% to 100%, as much as it is. Digesting, just be with the digestion, the part that's doing its job. And sit with that for a little bit. And then the part that's in resistance. And sit with that for a little bit. And now you're going to notice that as we go back and forth from digestion to resistance, that sometimes I move a little faster than some people want me to. But as you let go and release and drop the feeling and move to the next feeling and then back again, you're showing your mind that you're not attached. You can look at it, you can let it go. You can look at it, you can let it go. I can feel it digest as much as it does and then let go. I can feel it resist as much as it does and then let go. And the better you can do this in a relaxed, easy way, the quicker and more powerful you'll become at shifting your reality. And this works with all the centers we're working on here today. Now, one more time, just begin to allow the stomach to digest as much as it is. And then begin to allow it to digest a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And then take the feeling that's being digested, that you're beginning to feel in the area of the stomach, and begin to allow it to flow down the front of your body towards the hips, towards the pelvis, towards the bladder, towards the psoas. This is your creative center. This is your center where you'll find passion, desire. This is the part of the body that gets charged up with turn on when something's digested and ready to be utilized and converted into something physical, something that is going to begin the process of becoming physical reality. This is the center that creates babies, that creates life. This is our turn-on center. And that same energy can be used to create art, create beauty. When cultivated and channeled correctly through the body, it's your passion to take action, to step into your power, to let people see your turn-on for life, to wake up in the morning turned on for life. And for some people, they feel a charge in their hips. For some people, it feels good to gently rock their hips at the subtlest level and just start to explore the movement down there. For me, it began as a little tingle when I was feeling this area, a tiny little tingle on the right side of my hip area, right next to the psoas, a little muscle that runs next to the hip bone. And it was almost like a little speck. And I sat with that speck of warmth and tingle. It was tingly and warm, and I sat with it with curiosity. And that curiosity suddenly birthed another speck, and it was almost like I had two down there. And there was this aliveness growing. And it continued to grow and grow as that warmth, that tingling energy began to grow more and more. And this is where passion was born for me. Desire to get up and take action. When you fall in love with something like art or beauty, you can truly appreciate it. People can feel it, or even another person. But when you drop into your hips, you begin to want to take action. You begin to want to become an artist. You begin to want to experience life with that other person. You begin to take action on your passions and your dreams. Some of the most powerful self-made men and women in the world have powerful development in their hips. They have a turn on for whatever they love to do. And I'm sure you can think of somebody right now. So begin to feel the energy that's cultivating in your hips. And maybe it's really small right now. Maybe it's 1/1000%. But if you just sit with that, you don't rush it, you don't push it, you don't force it, you don't effort it. Layer by layer, bit by bit, it's going to grow. When a baby is being created, or a forest fire or a baby, it starts with something so small, a speck of energy so small of life that you can't even see it with the human eye. But it begins to grow and grow and grow. And within no time, you can have a whole human being. With a fire, it can start with just one spark. And if you protect that fire, within no time, you have all this energy, all this life force coming from the burning fire, the flame. Well, that's true with anything you create. It doesn't take much to get it started. A spark, a tingle, just a little bit of energy. Your job is not to force it to grow, but to just protect that spark, to be with it, and to let it grow on its own. So feel that little speck, if it's a speck. If it's more, it's more. Whether it's 1/1000% or 100%, just be with it and allow it to expand as much as it is. And then again, let's move to the resistance. Is there any resistance? And I want to invite you to just sit with that resistance as much as you're willing. Look at it, be with it. If you keep relaxing into resistance, the resistance itself, over time, could be over seconds, minutes, days, weeks of listening to this, it begins to dissolve. It just begins to fade away. So just keep sitting with that resistance until the resistance is no more. Whether it's 1/1000% or 100%. And then go back to the part of yourself that's turning on, that's waking up. And feel what that feels like. And just be with that as much as you are. And allow that to flow as much as it is. And then be with the part of yourself that's in resistance as much as you are. And notice what that feels like. And then be with the part of yourself that's open and turning on. And sit with that for a second. And allow yourself to be as open as you are. And then go back to the part of yourself that's in resistance as much as you are. And notice what that feels like. And then just continue to go back and forth a little bit at a time. And this is where you might find your hips beginning to wake up a bit more. And if that's happening, just sit with that. Appreciate that as much as you do. And just allow them to open a bit more and a bit more and even a bit more. And then notice what that energy feels like. Notice if that energy is building up, the passion, the turn on, the awakening in your hips. And then I want to invite you to allow yourself to relax down into your perineum, into the legs, into the pelvic floor. Now the perineum is the space between your genitals and your anus. And you might notice that that area for a lot of people holds tension and resistance. We pull up in that area. And just notice what that feels like. And I want to invite you to begin to relax, to begin to let that loosen. And see if you can begin to feel down the back of your legs as you begin to relax your perineum as much as you do. Begin to relax all the way down the back of your legs towards the ground. And feel the earth beneath you. Your legs hold you up in the world. The legs hold the weight of your body, and the back of your legs and the outside of your legs are the masculine part of your legs that really allow you to put the weight of your body on the world. So feel the connection between your perineum, the pelvic floor, and the ground. And allow yourself to feel that as much as you do. Welcome that resistance as much as you are feeling it. And then begin to welcome the openness as much as you do. As you feel your legs on the ground, are they open or are they in resistance? What are you beginning to notice? For a lot of people, they can feel any stress, any tension running down the back and the outside of the legs into the earth and dissipating into the earth. And I want you to begin to welcome the feeling of the earth. The earth has been supporting you your whole life. The weight of your body. It's been providing you oxygen, water, shelter, minerals, food. All your ancestors are buried in the earth. All of humanity's history is buried in that earth. The earth is the subconscious mind of the planet. The earth also provides a lot of energy to your body through food, water, shelter, electrons. It allows your body to charge up And begin to think of your body as almost like a battery sitting on the earth, being charged by the earth every day. And that earth wants to take care of you. And as you become more and more connected through the listening of this recording over the next weeks and days to come, you're going to find that connection to the earth is only going to grow. And with that, more security, more comfort, more safety. Because the earth supplies everything your physical body needs to survive. Everything your physical body needs to stay healthy and to thrive. And as you build relationship to her, to the earth, you're going to find that security only grows stronger and stronger. So welcome feeling the earth, the weight of the earth beneath your feet, or the weight of your feet beneath the earth. And then notice if there's any resistance to the earth in your feet or in your legs, in your pelvis, in the pelvic floor. And just relax that as much as you're willing. Or if you're not willing to relax it yet, just be with it as much as you are. And then welcome as much flow as there is going down into the earth. As much as you're letting go of tension, stress. And just be with that as much as you are. And then welcome the resistance as much as you do. Whether it's 1% or 100%. And then welcome the flow as much as you are. Anywhere from 1% to 100%. Resistance. And then the flow. And just to notice if your body is beginning to sink down or feel the ground a bit more. Maybe even your feet are beginning to relax into the earth a bit more. And the next thing I want you to do is begin to welcome the feeling of the earth supporting you up your legs. This typically happens through the big toe, the inside of the leg, the inside of the foot, that is, up the leg. And this is the very sensitive part of the leg, where if you touch it, it's much more sensitive. And notice if you can feel any flow all the way up to your hips. For some people, this can feel very pleasurable. For other people, they don't feel anything at all at first. Within a short period of time, that feeling begins to turn on, becoming stronger and stronger. And notice that you can only feel up the inside of your legs as much as you feel down. So as you feel down the outside and the back, welcome energy up the inside of the legs as much as you do. And just notice what it feels like. And if you feel energy flowing up the inside of your legs, just be with that for a moment. See if you can welcome a bit more and a bit more. And then if there's any resistance to that feeling, or numbness or shutdown, notice what that feels like. And allow yourself to be in that resistance, that numbness, or that shutdown as much as you do. Whether it's 1% or 100%. And then welcome that flow again as much as you are. For some people, it starts at the bottom of the foot and works its way just up to the ankle in the beginning. And eventually up to the calf or the inside of the calf. Sometimes up to the knee. And eventually making it all the way up to the hip, feeling very alive and pleasurable. For other people, it's just a little bit. Notice what you're feeling right now. And then welcome a bit more and a bit more. And with time and surrender and relaxation, you're going to notice this feeling beginning to increase, getting stronger and stronger. You might even be noticing it right now. You might be noticing that just a little bit stronger each time you expand your awareness down there. So welcome a little bit more feeling, and a little bit more feeling, and even a little bit more, as much as you do. Now, one more time, welcome any resistance you might be feeling down there, up the inside of the legs. And then welcome any flow that you're feeling, and notice what that feels like. Welcome the resistance, and be with that for a little bit, and then welcome the flow. And then one more time, welcome the resistance, and then welcome the flow. Now, I want you to begin to welcome the feeling in the lower part of your body, connected all the way down into the earth. Notice the feeling from the stomach down to the hips, down to the legs, down to the earth beneath you, and feel the weight of that. Feel yourself connected into the ground as much as you are. Notice that as you relax deeper and deeper into the earth, you begin to feel safer and safer. You begin to feel more comfortable. And now begin to welcome the feeling of your intention, connected to your throat, connected to your heart, and feel that whole area. And just notice what that feels like, the expression area of the body, and then begin to take that energy and drop it down into the lower body. Ground it into the earth. And notice what that feels like. And now, one more time, feel the upper body. Begin to feel the space around you, as if you could speak and express and feel your intention into being. And then drop it down into the lower body and begin to feel the weight of it connecting into the earth, like it's rooting itself, like an oak tree would root itself deep in the earth. And now, one more time, begin to feel energy coming back up from the earth, through the roots, through the inside of the legs, and begin to welcome the flow of that energy up your spine a little bit at a time. Now, for some people, this feels like a gentle energy flowing up from vertebrae to vertebrae, all the way up the back to the top of the head. And for other people, it feels like a flow or a bit of a rush, an awakening. Begin to welcome that energy flowing up your body and allow it to flow as much as it's willing. Allow it to rise as high as it wants to rise, ultimately all the way to the top of your head, if it's willing. And if it's not willing today, just give it time. You'll begin to feel that flow more and more. And then allow it to flow more and more, and even a bit more. And you might feel a tingling sensation or a warm sensation. You might feel a rush, whether it's up your spine or up your back as a whole. And for some people, when it hits the throat, they begin to even feel it go down the back of the arms. And just notice how that feels. Notice how good that can feel. And then begin to notice, if it's ready, if it's willing to open at the top of your head and then spread out into the space around you. It's almost like it creates a fountain or a field around you. The body has a field that surrounds it. And as you let go and let this energy flow, this field begins to express itself around your body. We call it a toroidal field, or in the old days they would say your aura. Begin to allow that field to express itself. This is the expression of your intention into the field and the space around you. This is the expression of your intention as a signal into the mind of the physical reality. It's kind of like letting a cell signal go out of a cell phone. If you turn off the cell signal on your cell phone, it can't go out there and express itself in the physical world. You can't get a call. You can't speak to somebody else. But when you let go, when you let it express itself into the field, and the field goes out and interacts with other fields, just like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, you begin to connect to other people, and your intention begins to bring just the right people, the right situations, the right places into your life to help bring your intention into physical reality. It's the literal expression of your idea outside of yourself. So just let it begin to flow out and around you. As you feel it connect into the earth, down through the front of your body, and the earth gives it all the raw materials to bring it into physical form, and then express itself up the back and out into the field around you. This is your now-based physical experience of your intention into physical form, flowing through you. And now welcome the part of yourself that's pure consciousness, watching this flow through you into form. And just be with that. And now what I'm going to invite you to do is do one of two things. Either sit here and enjoy this feeling for a while. Sometimes I might sit and just feel the flow of energy through my body for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, until it feels like completing itself. Or choose to come back. And if you choose to come back, you're going to gently, just slowly start to move your body. You might even squeeze your fist a little bit. Start to gently open your eyes, take in the room around you, and begin to let go. Let go of everything we've just done. Let it work in the background and do what it needs to do. And now I'm going to invite you, as you begin to come back in the room or go deeper, whichever choice you decide is right for you in this moment. There's no wrong or right answer. I'm going to invite you to consider listening to this every day for at least 30 days and begin to watch your embodiment level, your energetic embodiment level, your feeling level begin to change, to evolve, to grow. And with that said, I look forward to reading your comments in the video as you grow. I'll see you and hear you, or you'll hear me in the next video.